Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to be learning how to flip reset like a pro. The flip reset might be the single most impactful mechanic used in pro play. However, the pro player flip reset looks a lot different than a flip reset is in a GC rank game. This class is not about how to learn flip resets, but how to use them like a pro. So, if you don't know how to do a flip reset, you can watch one of my previous classes on how to learn mechanics. This is just focusing on, at the highest level, how pros set themselves apart with their flip reset. So we got three topics we're going to go over. One, what does a flip reset actually do? Two, what timing a flip reset looks like. And then three, how to actually get the flip reset that the pros do. So let's get into it. Normally, a Rocket League player only has about 1.5 seconds to flip after jumping from the ground. A flip reset is when a player gets all four of his wheels onto a surface. In this photo, you can see one, two, and then three, four of his wheels on the ball. And you are able to reset your flip timer because you got your four wheels on a surface. You can do this on the ceiling, you can do this on the ball, you can even do this off of another car. But most of the time, you want to be getting flip resets on the ball. It's a very tough mechanic to pull off, but it is very powerful when done correctly. Now, why is it so good? Flip resets are so good because it makes play become completely unpredictable. When you get a flip reset, you make it so that your opponent has no idea when you can use your flip, since it's unlimited. Normally, you only have 1.5 seconds to use your flip, but when you get that flip reset, because it's an unlimited time, it makes it a lot harder for the defender to actually judge where you're going to go with it. With the flip, you can create a big change of direction, normally popping the ball up and forward away from the path of the ball falling down. It's so hard to guard because when you are looking down on a flip reset, you think the trajectory of the ball is going to go one way. And then if someone gets a flip reset, it just completely changes that trajectory. So if you are defending a flip reset, it is really, really tough to actually guard it. Okay. So flip reset timing. When do I flip reset? I have like a rule normally when it comes to flip resets, and you can flip reset whenever you have the space. In all of these clips that I'm going to show, they're all pro play, but they're all showing different timings of when a flip reset happens. So let's first talk about an early flip reset. When you get an earlier flip reset, you make the decision, oh my God, decision the defender has to make longer and in more space. When you get, and we'll watch this clip, when you get a flip reset up here at the apex of your flip, this person pre-jumping has to think about, is he going up like this or is he faking down like that? When you get a flip reset early, you make this defender really early have to figure out what's happening. And when you get an earlier flip, you want to get the flip at the height of your jump. So as you can see in this play, he's getting his flip at the top of the trajectory of the ball. And at more advanced levels, you're able to combine this with a double or triple flip reset to really change the direction of the ball. But in this clip, I want you to watch how he uses a flip. He uses it to fake, and then he goes around a second defender. When you see this, you can see this person was expecting him to go high, but because he got his flip early and made that defender choose, he saw the trajectory the defender was going in and just went to the ground. That's why early flip resets are so good, because they allow you to make the defenders have to make a choice early, and you're able to meld your play around it. So in this case, if the defender went if the defender went low, he can just go high and continue his play. That's why early flip resets are so important. And when you get an early flip, you are getting one early so that you take advantage of the space you have on the ball. So kind of like what I said earlier. So, when should you get an earlier reset? If you have multiple challengers, if you have the space and there are multiple people able to challenge you, you want to get a flip reset so that you have the ability to outplay your first defender and then move on to the second defender. Or if you are in a 1v1 game or a ranked 1v1 game, you can just get it early and make the decision the defender has to make a lot tougher. Just wait for them to challenge and you flip around it. Another one, if you're getting pre-jumped, this one you is a very important thing I want to say. Only if they go high, because you can get dunked into your own net going for a flip reset if you are getting pre-jumped. Normally, just air dribble and push the ball as high as possible. But if they go high, that's when you can get a flip reset and go under them, kind of what we saw in that last clip. And then finally, the defender is in a tougher position to defend a flip reset. Normally, it's when they're under the ball. If someone is playing back wall here, you don't want to get a flip reset because they can just challenge down on you. But if you have, in this clip, anyone under this level, it's an easy flip reset. So let's watch how Yanks takes advantage of this. So he gets his flip reset early, waits, and then pushes the ball over him when he sees this Zen, in this case, challenging low. And I think this is pretty important to say. I think most of the time you want to be getting a flip reset earlier than later. Just because when we talk about this, you are taking advantage of space. So you want to get an earlier reset more often, but sometimes you just don't have the ability to because you're getting pre-jumped. Maybe you don't have that space. You're doing something close to the net. There's a lot of different situations, but normally you want to be getting an earlier flip reset. Okay, any questions on early flip resets?
So since I'm getting higher recently, the one thing I'm noticing in my games that I'm struggling the most on is against people that are pre-jumping me off the ceiling.
Uh-huh.
Whether I'm going for a flip or an air dribble or like literally just anything, I always get slams, and I guess I just don't know how to play that
So
correctly
in
to
those
not defend.
spots, how do you change your momentum the easiest? Because what you want to think about is they're challenging off the ceiling, they're going at you. If they pre-jump you, they're going at you. If you can horizontally move around them with something like an early flip reset, like you flip reset and then flip to the side to get the ball around them and keep following, or you just don't go for the solo play, let them ceiling pre-jump you and then go around them because they ceiling pre-jumped you. Unfortunately, it's kind of just the nature of the game that you're going to get ceiling pre-jumped and sometimes they'll miss. It's the easiest way to defend an aerial play, and you really just want to think, how can I get this ball around that person's momentum as easy as possible without using as much boost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet. Any other questions on an early flip reset? All right, let's keep it going. Now we're going to talk about a later flip reset. When you are getting a later flip reset, you are using it to add a little bit of an extra height to an extended air dribble, or you're using it to fake that extra height. You can still fake with flip resets. I just want everyone to have that in their mind. Later flip resets are used to finish a play, not to start it like an early flip reset might. And normally you are late flip resetting when you are finishing an air dribble and there is a defender on the back wall under you. Sorry, let me make sure I add that. Under you or in net. And we'll watch this clip. I just kind of want to show you what we're seeing when someone goes for a later flip reset. But as you can see, Zen sees that he's getting pre-jumped, and so he's just trying to push himself this way. And what happens with a later flip reset is, especially because you're closer to the net, people are challenging you at a tougher angle just because of how close you are. The less space they have, the harder it is for them to challenge. Because Zen is able to get his late flip reset a little bit earlier and push it around him, he's able to follow it up and then go for an easy double tap off of the wall. Most of the time, A late flip reset is just used to beat that last defender in a play with either a push or a fake. It is used to force the defender to make a decision, and you go the opposite way. If you get one thing from this class, flip reset equals choice. When you make the defender make a choice, then you can just do whatever they do the opposite of that. If they go low, you go high. If they go high, you go low. Because you have this flip timer, you were able to make a decision around what they're doing. Yes, that takes thousands of hours of anticipation and observation of things happening in game and watching how cars come at you. But flip resets are the best way to beat people because you have that unlimited flip timer and you force them to make a choice. Does that make sense to everyone? Cool. Let's keep it going. And as I say all this, of course, we got the Radosin flip reset fake play that I don't know if a lot of people have seen. Make them make a choice. Kind of what I was saying in that last slide. A flip reset used correctly is a flip reset where your opponent has to make a choice and hope they're right. What is that choice? Again, if they go high, you go low. If they go low, you go high. There's all of these things with this unlimited flip that makes you have to make the defender have to make a choice. And then you're able to do anything. You're able to do whatever you want with it. And then, are they going to fake their flip and go under me challenging? In this clip, we'll watch here. Radosin anticipates the challenge coming from up top and just goes under him. Really easy goal. But that's all because he got a flip reset and forced the person to respect his flip reset and play high, and he just faked it. Okay. Now, let's talk about how pros get a flip. On a flip reset, pros get their flips in different ways, but it is all based on one thing, and it's this. They want to have their car stay as close to the ball as possible without the ball popping off the bottom part of their car. They are getting flip resets to create choice. And you got to make it look like you can flip at any time. And so with these flips, I want you to watch in this clip how Yanks angles his car. So we're going to pause it there. Instead of them just trying to get their bottom four wheels on the ball, they're getting the resets at angles where they aren't just having the ball fall into their car, but they're meeting the ball at the apex, allowing them to stick as close as possible to the ball. Look at this angle. It's the way I like to describe it is they like to caress the ball. Instead of Yanks just going straight at this, he sees the path of the ball going this way and turns his car with air roll. The path of the ball is going this way, so he turns his car with air roll so that he's kind of in level with how the ball's going because of the ball's direction going that way. And when you angle it like this, you see that instead of that really big bounce normally people get, he's able to stick close to the ball. And here's the way I like to, I've heard someone say this, and this is kind of just how I teach it, but instead of the ball, oh God, I am drawing amazingly. Instead of the ball falling onto your car, boost into the ball and then slot in under it. So boost to the ball, boost into the ball. So you want to boost forward and then turn your car over. And that's what Yanks does here. When we watch how he boosts here, look at that. He boosts forward, and then when he's turning his car down, he stops boosting and angles it. Does this make sense? This is how they get their angles. They're trying to boost into the ball and get their flips on an angle so they can follow it, which I'll talk about in the next slide. Any questions on this? All right, let's keep it going. So, how do pros follow up a play? They follow it up by using a flip cancel instead of a normal flip to stick with the ball. Normally, when you use a flip, you do this. When you use a flip cancel, you do that. And when we flip it over, instead of this, where the nose of your car is pointed backwards, you flip like this, where your nose points towards the ball. So the pros get their flip resets on an angle, so they angle it this way, and then they will use a diagonal flip cancel or a speed flip to the direction that the ball is to continue their flip. So when we watch this, look how his car is angled. His car is angled this way, and he's going to speed flip to the left, and that's going to allow him, with this flip, to turn his car towards the ball and push it a little higher into the net. With the flip cancel, it allows you to follow the ball to push it higher or maybe go for another reset. So, angle, and then speed flip, other way. Does that make sense to everyone? Angle your flip reset to the ball's path, and then you want to speed flip the other way of the ball. So if it's flying to the right side of the field, you want to angle your car right and then speed flip left. If the ball is angling to the left side of the field, then get an angle to the left and speed flip to the right. If the ball is going forward and there is no angle to the ball, that's when you got to create your own angle by picking a way that you're going to hit the flip reset on the ball with the angle and then using the speed flip to follow it. Since I use air roll left, it just makes more sense to me for me to angle my flip reset to the right and then speed flip to the left, just because I have that air roll going with me. You can choose whatever you want for those situations, but normally I just angle it to the left or angle it to the right and then speed flip to the left, just because of how my air roll works and how I think about it. Does this make sense to everyone? Cool. So, what do you do after the flip? When you first learn how to flip reset, you were taught to just flip forward and push the ball as far as you can. Once that flip gets changed into a speed flip, there are a lot of different things that happen. First off is the change in direction. This is a play from Vitira that I really love because he gets his flip at an angle and speed flips. So remember, he angles his car to the right and then speed flips to the left. And watch where the ball goes. It stays up, but instead of the ball going this way, like how his car is angled, he's actually going forward with the ball. So he's actually pushing it more horizontal than he is left. So for the defender here, it is a really awkward ball to go for because Vitira has this. Now, this double tap he hits is one of the craziest shots I've literally ever seen. So I'm not expecting you to be able to do things like this. But because he gets that speed flip, look how his nose is pointed. It's pointed forward and he's able to get that angle. On earlier flip resets, they're always trying to follow it. Once you have that speed flip and when you get the cancel right, you are able to all the time just follow the ball. You can keep boosting. You can go for another flip reset. There's so many things you can do once you get that angled flip plus a speed flip going. And then on later flip resets, I'd consider this kind of a earlier flip just because he follows it with this double. But on the later flip resets, you're just trying to change the direction of the ball. And that's why I bring up the horizontality of all this stuff, because you can push the ball this way. If you land on the ball on the right side of it, like this, you flip this way, you push the ball left. If you land on the right side, the left side, you can push the ball right. You are able to change the direction horizontally with a flip if you land on different sides of the ball. So let's say you are facing the net here. I'll move back a little bit. So let's say you're facing the net here and your defender's playing like this. What you can do is you can do the same thing as Vitira did, where you angle your car to the right and then kind of wait till he jumps and then flip around him. And because you have that horizontal motion with the speed flip, you're able to hit it around them and get that horizontal push. Pros are good at using flip resets because they are using it as an extension of their play, not just as a finisher. You can now think about flip resets as the first thing you're going to do, especially on the earlier ones. On the later ones, obviously it's a finisher, but even on this play with Vatira, he's always looking to beat the first offender, follow, and then go for a follow-up touch on it.
Here.
So, before I go to this part, any questions on flip resets, angling, speed flips, anything like that? Okay, this is the last slide. I just wanted to put this section in because I think this is such an important flip that people should start learning. It's called the Arsenal reset. The Arsenal reset does two things. It fakes you going high on an air dribble, and it gets you a flip reset at a very weird angle and allows you to either use your flip instantly or use it later or even fake it to the ground. Let's watch. I just pulled this from an Arsenal tutorial. Let's just watch Arsenal explain what's happening here.
I pop it up, right? Mrs. like, Art, what can he do here? He's under the ball. It looks like he's going to pop the ball up, right? Like right here, it looks like I'm going to pop the ball over him. So he's trying to go high. And then he's like, wait. He lost the ball? Or wait, he's going under me? So he tries to tilt his car down. But by then, I'm still going above you because I have my flips.
So, as you can see, with an Arsenal reset, you are pointing your car forward, but then you boost backwards so that you get a flip on the backside of the ball. And this is really good because, as he said, Miss points his car up because he thinks he's air dribbling and he's pushing it high, and then points his car down when he gets the flip because he noticed he got the reset, and then just gets cooked by the flip that Arsenal uses just because of how many changes or how many times he changed direction in that play. Using the Arsenal reset allows you to be unpredictable. Using it in a game, that adds to the defender's mind, like, this could happen to me again. And that's why I think the Arsenal flip reset is so good, just because of how unpredictable it is. Any questions on Arsenal resets before I move on? All right. Well, I appreciate you guys all for stopping by. Any questions on how pros get flip resets?
I was just thinking about it with the Arsenal reset. So you
Yeah.
said he boosts backwards, just like taps it, feathers it for a second, and
So yeah, what he does, so the way it'll work is you boost forward towards the ball, you tilt your car back, or so you boost into the ball. What I talked about, the angle resets, and then you start tilting your car back so that you kind of just force the like four wheels of your car to be on the ball, and you kind of get it. The best Arsenal reset is when you get it on the like backside of it like this, so you can either musty like that or just keep following the ball while it goes to the ground. Does that make sense?
yeah, it does.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Sweet. Awesome. Any other questions? All right. Well, I appreciate you guys all for stopping by.